The first week of the NFL preseason is in the books, and you had some things happen that are worth mentioning. First off, before the Chicago Bears and the Miami Dolphins faced off, they had a scrimmage together. And it turned out the two Dolphin players wound up in a scuffle with each other for no apparent reason. And some people would say that that's the beginning of the end for the Dolphins. We'll see, of course. You had Shedeur Sanders, who wound up having a pretty good outing in his first game playing for the Cleveland Browns. And, he is a pretty good quarterback. The problem with him is about attitude. So I'm intrigued to see him because he really did play pretty well and he surprised a lot of people. And we'll see if he continues to do that throughout the preseason and winds up winning the starting job. There's so many injuries on the Browns right now that it's possible that he will wind up with it anyway, just by default. Then, of course, you had Cam Little for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's a 21-year-old out of the University of Arkansas, I believe, who kicked a 70-yard field goal. And if this were the NFL regular season, that would be an NFL record. And that would be a record at any level of football. It's just that's a unique thing that's never happened before. It was just an incredible thing to see how easy it was for him to kick a 70-yard field goal. And I think that's what you're seeing is an evolution of players who are getting better and better at kicking the ball and having more success with it. You're seeing some changes to the kickoff, too, with the way players can kick the ball on a kickoff that I think is going to be intriguing as the year rolls on. And then finally, you had the injury to Maurice Norris. And that's a really sad injury. Fortunately, it wasn't serious, and he is back with the team now. Even though he can't practice, he can go out with the team and do some workouts and be there for film study and things like that. So it's a good thing to see that. But the interesting part to me was how after that happened, it was the beginning of the fourth quarter. It was the first play of the fourth quarter. It took a few minutes to get him off the field, and once they did, they resumed play, and there was one snap of the ball. The Lions snapped the ball and then just stood there. And the Falcons just stood there too, and they just made a circle and just did nothing for about 9 minutes. They just stood there. And then finally the referee came over and said they ended the game, and that was the end of that. And there you go. That's the first weekend in the NFL preseason.